From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 15th, 2025. We open with more on the ceasefire-hostage release deal between Israel and terror group Hamas announced yesterday by U.S. President Joe Biden. As of the time of the taping of this newscast, approval of the deal from Israel was still pending. The Israeli cabinet was supposed to vote on the deal this morning, but cited that there were still details to be finalized. The Times of Israel cited the office of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying that Hamas is reneging on the understandings and creating a last-minute crisis. The Israeli cabinet will not convene until the mediators notify Israel that Hamas has accepted all elements of the agreement. Netanyahu's office said that the prime minister spoke this evening with U.S. President-elect Donald Trump and thanked him for his assistance in advancing the release of the hostages and for helping Israel bring an end to the suffering of dozens of hostages and their families, saying the prime minister made it clear that he is committed to returning all of the hostages however he can, and commended the U.S. president-elect for his remarks that the U.S. would work with Israel to ensure that Gaza will never be a haven for terrorism. Saying Netanyahu then spoke with U.S. President Joe Biden and thanked him as well for his assistance in advancing the hostages deal. The 98 hostages who remain held by Hamas in Gaza have now been captive for 468 days. The IDF continues battling Hamas and other terrorists in Gaza and said that overnight it eliminated a terrorist of the Hamas Nukba force who it said infiltrated Israel on October the 7th and participated in the massacre at the Nova Music Festival. The IDF said additionally, Israel's Air Force conducted airstrikes on approximately 50 terrorist targets across Gaza over the last day, including Hamas and Islamic Jihad terrorists, military compounds, weapons storage facilities, launch posts, weapons manufacturing sites, and observation posts, noting that ahead of the airstrikes, the IDF took numerous steps to mitigate the risk of harming civilians. The commander of CENTCOM, U.S. Central Command, General Michael Kurilla, was in Israel earlier this week at the official invitation of the IDF Chief of General Staff, Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi, where the IDF said the two held a strategic meeting that focused on the regional situational assessment and examined courses of action to address threats and developments in the Middle East. The IDF saying the visit conveys a clear and unequivocal message about the importance and significance of the strong strategic relationship between the IDF and the U.S. military. Kurilla departed Israel yesterday for Iraq and Jordan. Well, the Genesis Prize Foundation announced its recipient of the prize, often referred to as the Jewish Nobel, for 2025. That is President of Argentina, Javier Milei, the first head of state and the first non-Jewish Genesis Prize laureate selected. The foundation wrote for his unequivocal support of Israel during one of the most difficult times since the founding of the Jewish state. The foundation noted Milei's recent decision to move the Argentinian embassy to Jerusalem and Milei's commitment to bring those responsible for the AMIA and Israeli embassy bombings in Argentina in 1992 and 1994, respectively, to justice. Milei said he would donate the $1 million prize funds to causes that support freedom and the fight against antisemitism, both in Argentina and around the world. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, January the 15th at 7 o'clock, Elana Stein Hain discusses the challenges confronting both Israel and American democracy today. At 8, Jonah Platt speaks with Congressman Ritchie Torres about a wide breadth of issues, including Israel and anti-Semitism. At 9, Dave Rubin is on L'chaim. At 10:30, it's an encore of the news. And coming up next, I speak with President and CEO of the Jewish Federations of North America, Eric Fingerhut, to discuss the ceasefire hostage release deal taped just hours after President Biden's announcement yesterday. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 15th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.